of things to discuss with you. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the Haley Hansen workwear, right? And I told you what are the brands in the Haley Hansen, which is Haley Hansen and other brands. It's useful for the oil rigs workers, right? And when it comes to the Haley Hansen, right? I want to ask you a base question. When it comes to the Haley Hansen, there are some particularly misleading things, and also which some of the things which I cannot agree, right? And the Haley Hansen workwear, but I asked from the Gemini, Haley Hansen workwear and the parka, the materials, outerwear materials like this material, it's very thinner and very easily and highest chances to get teared and damaged, unlike Alpha Industries and unlike the Canada Goose parka material, right? So what she always support the Haley Hansen, what she says, right? So actually, if you get hit a common perception when comparing workwear brands like the Haley Hansen with lifestyle fashion-oriented brands like Canada Goose and the heritage military wear like Alpha Industries, your observation that highly Haley Hansen work parka material can feel thinner and potentially more prone tearing compared to the others, actually compared to the others, understandably. But it's important to look at the underlying design philosophy and the intended use, right? Here's why you might preserve these differences, and that's actually at play, right? So let us see on some of the breakthrough of this indeed intended use and design philosophy, right? Right? When it comes to the Haley Hansen workwear is in line specifically designed for demanding and the professional environment like offshore, oil rigs, construction, and the heavy industries, right? Actually, I don't believe Haley Hansen may have some specific designs, specific brands, specific materials for the specific industries. But I'm just talking about the ready parka and also petrol parka, coastal parka, and puffy parkas. So these are not up to the standard, which is not up to a good standard in a particular way of particularly when it comes to the Haley Hansen. You can say the repelling the robustness, right? When it comes to the robustness and safety standard, functionality, and the protection and the elements, right? And when it comes now the hash conditions, when you see, I will tell you some of the important things which is disturbing to my say at least if you working in the primary focus in protection, right? The protection of the human life and protection from the elements, from the fire, from the chemicals. There are some particular safety standards, functionality, and the performance in the harsh conditions like Arctic regions, right? Arctic weather conditions. So in prioritize specific certifications like EN standards and the cold and the flames and the resistance. So achieve the comprehensive protection for they often use advanced engineered synthetic fabrics and that might feel lighter but offer superior technical properties, right? So these priorities, the thinner which I have preserved might be a result of high nylon and polyester and the specific coatings, specialized coatings. So what will happen? Like Hylitech, right? It will prioritize workproofness, waterproofness. Okay, say waterproofness. Once the waterproofness comes to us, so it means it is contaminated with the chemicals, right? Contaminated with the chemicals. So windproofness. So wind, always wind. If the high wind condition, it will be a result of highly collateral damage something like a fire and cyclones and tsunamis like these things, right? And the breathability over shear the bulk, right? Breathability, right? Also, they have emphasizing the layering system. Okay, I do agree with the layering system, right? And the meaning of the parka is the outer shell designed to protect the inner insulating layers, not the necessarily to be thickness and the most rigged garment itself, right? When it comes to the Canada Goose, let's say the Canada Goose, when it comes to the Canada Goose, while not as extreme one, Canada Goose primarily operates in the luxury fashion and the consumer outdoor market, and these parkas are often featuring very robust and heavy-duty blends polyester and the cotton. Like their signature of Arctic Tech fabrics is 85% of polyester and 15% of cotton. So in the blend, they're incredibly durable and providing the substantial feel. It's not inherently flame resistant and designed to meet the same industrial safety standards and also professional workwear. The thickness contributes of their iconic look and the preserved ruggedness, right? So that's all about. And secondly, when it comes to the Alpha Industries, specializing the military inspired apparels like Alpha Industries often use the flight nylon, right? Often uses the flight nylon of their parkas like N3B, N2B, and N1A, right? And the nylon is always known as its durability and historical military use. And like Canada Goose, they focus on providing the warmth and the ruggedness, but generally without a specific industrial and safety certifications like FR, anti-statics. Okay, the required around like the oil rigs and the oil refineries and these materials certainly tough for the general wear, but it's different kind of toughness, right? Okay, what she says is okay. I would maybe agree, but I'm not agree 100%, right? So the material science and the technical fabrics. When it comes to the material science and the technical fabrics, Helly Hansen workwear frequently utilize the advanced synthetic fabrics like polymer and nylon and the polyester. Often they are ripstop waves, weaves of the sophisticated membranes technologies like Helitech and the professional and the performances. So these materials can be engineered to be incredibly strong and for their weight and offers high tier and abrasions resistance while maintaining flexibility and breathability, right? When it comes to the frame resistant FR parkas, which are crucial on oil rigs and the outer shells materials and might feel different. FR fabrics need to be able to self-extinguish and the resistance ignition. So, and the properties can sometimes affect hand feel and the preserved thickness and compared non-fabrics used by the other brands. For example, FR materials prioritizing the inherited and the flame resistance over the bulk, right? So that's a last thing. And also the thickness. The thickness can sometimes be a sign of high performance fabrics where the strength to weight ratio is optimized, and it is crucial for the workers and who need to move freely without excessive bulk, and especially when wearing the multiple layers and performing the physical task, right? The physical task. So that's how it goes, and specific durability stands at the workwear and consumer. When it comes to the workwear, especially environments like Arctic oil rigs, and it's adhere to strict EN standard, European norms, protective clothing standards include the specific test for hair strength. Example, European norm ISO 13937.2 much more force indeed needed to propagation of this tear in the fabric, right? Abrasion resistance. Abrasion resistance when it comes to the like Mentailing test. Mentailing test and Mentailing test and Mentailing test. That is EN, like European standard, and ISO 12,000 series. So the 12947 and 0.2. How well the fabric is resist from where from the ruby, right? The tensile strength. When it comes to the tensile strength, so it is all about ISO, EN ISO 13,000 series, also 13,934/1 series, and how much is the fabric is withstand before the break. The example EN 343 and 345 and 346 accord. It should be EN standard 342 or 345. Right. Okay. The flame resistance. In summary, it comes ISO 11,000 series. So it means to say that ISO EN ISO 11,612. So this propagation and this kind of requirements should be fulfilled. So when it comes to Haley Hansen's work, we are designed for the and the tested and the passed these industrial standards already. So it means to say that as per the artificial intelligence model, what she said to me, and the meaning, while a material might feel thinner, and the tested performance under the specific stress, like tearing from a snag and the equipment, and also resisting abrasion over the time, and could still be very high. So consumer brands like Canada Goose and Alpha Industries, they might not be typically designed for the tested against these same industrial workwear standards. What it says, but however, we can build anything. Anything can be built upon the framework. If there is a standard like this, okay, we can build it. There's no issue with that, right? And in summary, the perception of the material feeling thinner or more prone layering, and some of the Haley Hansen workwear forecasts might be accurate in terms of initial tactile feels or bulk. However, these awful systems and deliberately designed for choice of the prioritize technical performance, number one, technical performance, and the multifunctionality. Multifunctionality, when you think about when it comes to the technical performance and the multifunctionality, waterproofing, breathability, flexibility, and the FR properties. Often the FR properties should be fulfilled and must be fulfilled, and these, which can sometimes result of the less bulky and highly protective shell. Right. Okay. That the next one, of course, and the last one, of course, last but not least, and the compilers of the straightened industrial safety standard, where these standards detect the performance and not necessarily thickness for the demanding environment like Arctic oil regions or oil rigs, and also Antarctica. And the overall protective system include the flame resistance, water resistance, and the freedom of movement, and paramount. And Haley Hansen's workwear is engineered to meet these precise and often life critical requirement, right? Even if this outer material does not have the same heavy and the dense feel as some consumer oriented extreme cold weather products, right? So this is how it goes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you soonly by another video. Bye bye.